Hello, everybody, and welcome to yet another week of Collegiate Overwatch. I'm Crow. I'm joined by Max today, and we're going to be bringing you, the quarterfinals of NECC. UT Dallas going up against Converse University.
It's going to be an exciting match. We're in the quarterfinals, top 8 teams remaining. We already saw Fisher College take on Bobcats and 3-0 them.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to see something a little more interesting than a 3-0 here.
Absolutely. I mean, when you're down to this sort of wire, the games are bound to be good,
Yes.
Not to mention other teams in the finals are Redbirds as well as Purdue and Northwood, and GCU actually is also up there with us. All of those teams been playing super, super well today, so I'm excited to see how the quarterfinals is going to pan out. But today we're going up against Converse, very good team. I don't think we've played them in a while, if memory is serving, but I remember that we did play them quite a few times last year.
Yeah, and for a school named after a shoe, I really hope we give them the boot out of quarters.
We're gonna have to start thinking of more shoe puns to throw out there. All right. Everyone sit on that. Everyone think on that a little bit. But as far as patch notes, new patch did go live today. Saw some changes to Diva, Zarya, both little bit of not major changes. Zarya is going to be the biggest change as far as the tank lines go. Her bubble cooldown is greater and her bubble duration is shorter. So, make her a little less overpowering than what we've been seeing out of her lately.
Yeah, she's been a menace in solo queue. Just sort of one of those champs that if you see it come out, you kind of have to answer it, no matter what, unless it's Circuit Royale and then you play Sigma. Pretty much anywhere else, Zarya is pretty viable. So hopefully we see a little bit more. I know they reduced the mech recall time on Diva, which will make her a little bit more impactful because she'll be able to ult without having to be severely disadvantaged and being able to just get knocked out of the fight super quickly. So hopefully we see a little bit more tank variety in the coming patches. They didn't touch much for most tanks, so hopefully we can just see Zarya goes back to those 2-second bubbles and we can actually have some fun.
Yeah, no, I was playing Zarya earlier and I can definitely feel that half-second difference.
Yep.
And for me it felt bad because I was with Zarya, but it definitely felt less overpowered. I felt like I was less up in the faces of the enemy team, and I definitely had to rely on my supports more. So we're gonna see how that shakes out. Other notable changes are going to be mostly to Genji and Sombra. There were very minor tweaks on Kiriko and Junkrat as well, but not enough to really, change the meta that we're currently seeing. But Genji did have his clip reduced by 6 shurikens, I believe, and then the damage of each shuriken was reduced by 2 hit points. So he's still going to be impactful, but I'm interested to see how the teams are kind of take this under their wing,
Yeah, because I think the most important part about Genji has always sort of been the Dragon Blade. Just being able to completely shift the fight on a dime is really, really, really important. And I think he was so prevalent because he was really impactful even without having to pop that ultimate.
Yeah.
He was able to dive the back line from the get-go and be a danger from step 1 right off spawn. And them reducing that, I think, is something that's kind of okay.
I would definitely agree. With the nerf onto Genji, the nerf onto Sombra, her hack now does 25% damage, down from 40. So that is going to be very nice for all of you Ana, Zenyatta sort of players in the back line. So you're not just getting hacked on cooldown and then just bursted down instantly. So I think that these changes are definitely going to make flankers have to play a little more creatively.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I think Kiriko also has some of her invulnerability reduced. I don't know if I mentioned that already, but that is also going to be very impactful because you see that Kiriko Lucio, just being able to reposition your supports on a whim is really, really, really important to that comp. And while I don't think, she got it reduced from, I think, 0.4 seconds to 0.25, so that's that's a lot, but you're still going to be invulnerable. So I wonder if that is actually going to have any ripple effects onto the meta. We will have to see, but I think she'll still be fine. They didn't really reduce the amount of healing or the ultimate, which are also very,
both
very important.
Very strong.
Yeah,
I know. I was kind of shocked that we didn't see any Sojourn changes, just because she's so dominant at literally every single level of the game right now. But I don't know. Perhaps the Overwatch devs know better than I do. What can I say? But I'm interested to see how she's going to continue to fit into the meta, because I know that she is. There's no way they're taking her off the meta team.
And I wonder if maybe this is just throwing something out there on her like regular fire, the non-charged up one, maybe you take away headshot. Maybe you don't allow her to hit headshots. Yeah, could be as simple as that. Because they already don't do... I mean, they do a lot. But you're not going to be able to, like, super consistently hit those. So maybe they take that away. They don't have to screw around with the numbers. And maybe then she's still strong, but just not super overpowered.
The big thing with Sojourn and, like, headshots versus body shots is they actually charge her railgun different amounts. Yeah, so taking away that headshot, as you said, would prevent her from just being able to spam that alternate fire the way she currently can.
Yeah.
You know? So I think we're going to be heading to Nepal as our first map in just a few minutes here. Make sure you guys stand by and we'll catch you on the other side.
You're back.
Hello again. And just like that, we have returned. And would you look at here? We're on Nepal.
We are on Nepal, and somebody's already spamming John Cena copy pastas. So everything is going good. We have a nice cordial game going on.
Thank goodness. I love the sportsmanship. It's very important to quote John Cena to each other. Just, you know, boosting morale. We are going to see that the top names are swapped. So UT Dallas is actually going to be the blue team, and Converse is going to be the red team. Just, you know, we like to boggle the mind every once in a while. But UT Dallas, I'm excited to see what they're going to run here. Cash momentarily on the sim. That's mostly just to get the TP out. But, you know, Petal on that Sojourn, not very shocked to me. I'm curious to see what Cash and Quicks are going to settle into.
Yeah, and you know, typically on this map you see a lot of the Roadhog, and I don't know if this is new with Overwatch 2. I'm pretty sure it is, but the Orisa on this map, I also really like new Orisa being able to like spin and push people off. Super duper fun.
Okay, it looks like we're gonna see the Soldier and the Torbjorn. Actually, I think that these are really fun matchups. The Soldier Helix Rocket gonna you know, decimate that turret pretty quickly, but the turret can still get in the chip damage.
Yeah, and Soldier Sojourn is a comp that I actually really like playing because you just have like a constant like real source of damage poking these guys off, so they're not allowed to do a whole lot.
Yep, looks like UT Dallas is going to get that first contest onto the point. Jukebox dancing around on the walls, just kind of slowing down the push from CVU right now. And UT Dallas does get that point flipped in their favor. Juke going to find the pick onto Quicks, though. Hammer swapping it out for Cash. It's still anyone's fight. Garchomp attempting to get, Abdallah off the point, but ends up just killing him instead. I mean, with that, it looks like Converse is going to pretty comfortably swap this point back into their favor.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about with the Orisa, that being able to just like sit on point, not really have to worry about the Roadhog, and then being able to like shovel the Roadhog off once the Roadhog eventually does have to contest the point is super duper strong. You have a lot of pressure on the fight.
These Lucios perfectly matched in their ult charge right now, but it looks like Orion is finding a little more ult charge than Doi currently is for the Kitsune rush. So UT Dallas going to recontest on this bottom point here.
Yeah, and they're just going to be harassed by this Torbjorn and this Orisa. I mean, the Orisa fall-off damage is essentially non-existent. And Orisa is going to hop on the point and pop the Fortify and try to first down this Hog as best they can, but they're not going to get much done. The Kitsune does get popped, and Orisa's going in. He gets Suzu, going to go on Abdallah. Abdallah ends up going down. So does Cash, so does Doily. And that's another fight won for CVU.
You hate to see it from UT Dallas there. They just couldn't pluck up the courage to quite get onto that point. And once Garchomp popped on there, the rest of the team was very soon to follow. Because once the Orisa has that point presence, like, no one's going to be that much of a threat, you know? So, yeah, Petal getting picked off really late. That is going to be a respawn right there.
Yeah, not ideal respawn timers there. But Abdallah only 70% to the ultimate. CVU doing a good job getting some spacing there from UTD and not letting Abdallah get much damage in. So most of that is charged, but Garchomp hiding in wait. And he's going to pop the ult here. Garchomp is fully evolved and ready to pounce. He's going to go onto Abdallah. The Kitsune Rush comes out. The Torbolt comes out. And not a lot of people dying right now.
I was going to say, for the number of ults that were just thrown into this little wee room, not a whole lot is being found with it. Looks like Doi did use the cleanse for Kiriko, but still no one is dead. Garchomp going to move through here, is in gold form, so this Roadhog is not going to be able to hook. But that being said, Abdallah is still going to pop the whole Hog, finds a lot of damage, does end up finding Garchomp. Cash going to find Quicks, and with that, UT Dallas flipping this point back over. It is 27-93. UT Dallas getting it just in time there.
Yeah, a crucial fight won, and I think some very good Suzus from both of the Kirikos in that fight. We saw that the UTD Doily Suzu'd the Garchomp ultimate, so he was not allowed to get that full Orisa ult, but Abdallah's going to get pushed off immediately, and Torb's going to rush in.
The Torb rushing in. Cash has already taken out that turret, though. UT Dallas doesn't have to worry so much about that, but it looks like, you know, Converse just going to chill out here for a minute. UT Dallas is not pushing them super hard, so they have the space, and unfortunately, Jukebox is going to get picked off there. First one to fall in that fight. It is 3 men on UT Dallas' side on this point. Abdallah getting poked around by this Orisa, and it's ultimately going to get pushed off the point. Cash swapping over to that Tracer just in an attempt to touch the point before it gets too close to the end. Jukebox also soaring back in, but might get picked off with this Sojourn before he has a chance to touch.
Yeah, he does end up popping the overtime, which is nice, but you know, that might unfortunately be all she wrote for the
not quite enough. When you're meeting Orisa around that corner when she's in Kitsune Rush, I don't really want to be there, you know?
Yeah. Those are some pretty hefty Orisa autos. So yeah, point 1 goes to CVU, and now we're heading into Village, and this map we're probably going to see the mirror matchup we're all waiting for. Typically, I see Zarya's on this map, but it looks like Abdallah, you know, he might be goofing, he might be having a little bit of a laugh, but he is on the Doomfist
I'm hoping it's a goof and a gaff right now. Okay, thank you. I do think Sigma's also a really viable pick. I like Zarya on this map, I like Sigma on this map. Sometimes a cheeky Ryan can work out, but I think that knowing they're going to be running that Orisa, I think the Sig is a really smart pick here, just because he can create so much space with that shield and also with the kinetic grasp.
Yeah, but we are going to see both teams running the Torbjorn, a high priority pick in Collegiate, as we were all expecting going into this Overwatch 2 season. But we are fighting on the high ground here. Both teams going to be trying to send their stuff in. Ash's turret goes down first, so CBU is going to have a little bit of priority here. And they are going to push Abdallah in.
Yeah, getting pushed into kitchen here. Just has Kiriko heals from Doye right now. But, I mean, with Garchomp as well as Quicks just collapsing in on you there, I mean, unfortunate, but it is over there. It looks like UT Dallas just got outpoked right there.
Yeah, UTD definitely got outpoked. I mean, their orb turret fell, and then they got separated in that fight, which is just kind of over. I mean, you can't really afford to get separated on this map at all. That's why the high ground is so important, because you're trying to force the other team. So UTD just kind of got forced back. The Torb wasn't able to really get pushed out, so they kind of just lose the fight off that alone.
Converse is going to be moving down from that high ground, and UT Dallas will be taking coast side flank. So, I mean, both turrets down pretty early here. The team's poking. Here comes the Kitsune Rush from Doye, though very early in the fight. Has it before Orion. This gives UT Dallas a little bit more time to kind of move in there. Abdallah finding Hammer. That's a huge source of damage down for Converse. And then Quicks is going to go down as well. Even though UT Dallas lost one man in this fight, they are still sitting pretty for the time being. But it's never over till it's over. We see Abdallah fighting on this point, but there are 3 members of Converse, and Orisa is going to pop that all. Kiwi finds Cash, and then Garchomp finds Petal as well. I said it was never over till it's over. I was hopefully kidding, but it looks like Converse took that to heart, and they are still fighting on this point. I mean, it was Abdallah Jukebox very briefly, but now it is just that Sigma once again. Point has been flipped, and it's equal now.
Yeah, it was a huge late Kitsune Rush from Orion there that really flipped that, allowing Orisa to just, you know, she already does a lot of damage, but especially in that Kitsune Rush, that is just monstrous. With I know it's increased attack speed, but is it also damage too?
I believe there is a slight bit of damage buff as well.
Yeah, so Orisa with that is very scary.
Rather deadly. Petal is going to pop the overclock on Sojourn pretty early here. Hammer has one of their own, but just kind of playing back a little bit. Hammer is now, that ult has come out from Petal, is going to respond with an overclock of their own. A lot of ults coming out here. Both beats the Flux from the Sigma as well as the Goop from Cash. I mean, the kills are coming in though, so Garchomp goes down, and it is followed quickly by Converse's DPS as well. UT Dallas had to use quite a lot of ults to get in there, unfortunately, but I mean, they flipped the point. Is it worth it? You know?
Yes, it is worth it for UTD. Any percentage point counts. So Quix's turret going to be found out, so you know, hopefully a little bit of delay out there from Converse. But UTD going to take this high ground here and just try to see if they can farm some ult charges, but it looks like Converse is going to try to force the issue and push right. They are going to... Oh, that was not the... I thought that when he went all red, I thought that was his ult, but...
I was going to say, no.
Speed up.
Saw the overload come out from the Torbjorn for just a minute there. Now we have overclock and overload. My poor brain can't take this. But that was an unfortunate early pick onto Quicks. You know, just gives UT Dallas a little more time to catch up. I'd imagine they are going to hit 70% by this next recontest.
Yeah, which is good. That gives UTD the lead, but that also gives them crucial time to charge up these ults. They already have popped the Kitsune, so they're
both Kitsunes at the exact same time, and the picks are coming out on either side. Both teams down one. Here comes the Orisa Lasso as well. Garchomp finding a good bit of damage. Quicks gonna throw the Molten Core onto that as well. That will find Jukebox. And as we said, UT Dallas still actually in control of this point for the time being. It gets flipped right at 84%. Abdallah finding one last pick onto Kiriko, but it looks like Doye has actually showed up to save them, and Petal is gonna come in as well. They kill Garchomp. I thought that was a losing battle for Abdallah, but UT Dallas moving in for the kill and flipping the point once again.
And that's what we're talking about when we talk about the Lucio Kiriko. The ability to get back fast and really affect those fights like that is like unparalleled. You know, the timings were, of course, in UTD's favor there, but just being able to like help out that Sigma. I think he was down to like 30 HP at one point.
The Molten Core coming out from Cash, trying to slow down that push on coast side, is going to find Garchomp really early, and Kiwi's going to go down as well. This is a rough fight, and ultimately UT Dallas is going to take this second point on Nepal.
Tied up 1-1, going to the third point on Nepal, and very excited. I think UTD played that one pretty well. They had some good fights, and I think they found their answer to Orisa, which is, you know, fight fire with pretty close to the same amount of fire.
I would have to agree. I'm excited for this Quicks May pick. May out of the game for a little bit, got reinstated again today. That's why we haven't been seeing a whole lot of her. But
welcome back, May.
Welcome back, May. Everyone clapped. or booed or cried, whatever your emotion regarding Mei is. But Mei is actually really strong against Kiriko, especially because she can block Kitsune Rush. Because her wall and her cryo both count as a physical object, it will block the Fox from moving further. So if she times it right, I think that Quicks could actually find a lot of value on this Mei against Doi in particular.
Yes, but very crucially, Hammer unfortunately missed the basketball, so hopefully good tidings for UTD
It's
here.
it's like a throw pick at this point then.
Yep.
Turret is going to get taken down pretty early, but both teams poking. UT Dallas kind of concentrating on coast for right now.
Yeah, and UTD going to try to take a little bit passive angle from this fight. They're going to allow Orisa to take the space she kind of wants, just try to kite her back and see if they can let Cash and Petal do the damage that they really need to do to get in there. And they are going to do that. Petal is going to take down Quicks, and then the Orisa falls too, and now UTD's on cleanup duty.
Abdallah moving in, going to be throwing those little spheres, doing a good bit of damage themselves, and ultimately just pushes poor Converse off this point. I mean, yeah, that's going to be a full regroup. UT Dallas in charge at this point now, and honestly sitting pretty with their ults as well. Look at that 65% for Abdallah. That is huge.
Yeah, Abdallah gets that 65% very quickly, and also the beat for Jukebox is 67%. So a lot of good ult charges here. Orisa is going to try to push in and get Abdallah out of position. He does look pretty out of position, but is he going to be able to get back to his team, get back to his heals?
Yep. Kitsune from Orion comes out pretty early, and Garchomp is going to find Abdallah. Now that UT Dallas is down their tank, it is going to be a little bit rough to continue to hold the front here. Petal moving in, not quite finding the value that he was hoping for, dropping pretty low, but managed to stay up. Still Kiwi, though. The new DPS of Converse finds 2 in that fight. Jukebox dancing around and just contesting best he can, but ultimately this is going to be a point for Converse.
Yeah, but ult's charged on 3 people for UTD, and they have the advantage over the Kitsune here. Which, you know, maybe they used the Kitsune, that's why they don't have it. But, you know, UTD is going to have hopefully 5 ults during this fight. They should be able to charge up all of them at this point. So UTD hopefully can flip this in. They are going to try to push right here, and they want to be able to kite out this Orisa. Like, getting space is huge.
Both Sojourns falling so quickly. Kitsune Rush coming out as well. I mean, this is an even fight. Looks like both tank ultimates coming out the Orisa lasso, but ultimately both beats are also going to happen, negating both tank ults at the same time. Looks like Cash has used the Molten Core as well. That's going to be a fair bit of damage. Here comes the Blizzard from Mei. I mean, doesn't seem to get a whole lot of value, though. Petal is still clicking heads. Hammer moving in with the ultimate as well, but Petal asserting that Sojourn dominance. UT Dallas does not want to give up this point, and in fact, they are going to take it.
Yeah, he might be called Hammer, but he seemed like the nail today.
It's better to be the hammer than the nail.
So yes, UTD gonna flip back that point. They used every single one of their ultimates, which is fine. I mean, that just means they're gonna be on similar charge going forward. Orion, the only one with the ultimate up, that being the Kitsune Rush, which, you know, has been known to be a very good ultimate. So they are gonna try to push right and force UTD to take a disadvantageous fight. UTD would want to take the front fight here. They're gonna Kitsune Rush in.
Yep, there is the Kitsune we spoke of. Hammer finding the turret really early, but Petal is going to find the first pick onto Garchomp. So, I mean, once your Orisa goes down, even if you have the Kitsune Rush, that is so much of your forward presence, unless Quicks finds 2 on Abdallah and Jukebox, and now UTD is down a man. Petal going to make that right back up, but it is scrappy on this point. Quicks accidentally walls himself in, purposely walls himself in, but ultimately does end up falling there. But it is not over because Orion finds the pick onto Petal.
But still, Kiwi's still alive. He's still contesting, and they are going to flip it back.
Cannot believe that. That was so scrappy. I had no clue what was happening for half of the time, and ultimately, Converse played it super well.
Yeah, and the thing about this is, though, UTD has 94%, so hopefully they just win one fight, and then that can call it a day, you know? Clap our hands, go to map 2.
Yeah,
but
not to mention
right again.
The Molten Core is available too, and that's going to be pretty helpful for establishing point presence or holding point. And that is exactly how Cash is going to use it, just Molten Core all over the point. And, I mean, you can see that damage ticking out. It's not finding any immediate kills, but Petal is going to with that pick onto Garchomp. Abdallah also using the Gravitic Flux, putting a lot of pressure onto poor Converse right now. Still Kiwi goes down, so it is just Kiriko heals. UT Dallas flipping the point. This is going to be hard fought for Converse right now. Kiriko going into tap, but Quicks is going to get picked off in the meantime. The beat coming out from Juke. Orion just absolutely getting bursted down. It's not going to be, I mean, unless we see a hero play right now, I don't think Converse is going to be able to flip this again.
They do get Petal, and they do gets they just get Petal, and then that's it. So we heard the Sigma. What is that melody? Well, that melody is UTD up 1-0 against Converse in the quarterfinals of NECC.
That was, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, they had me in the first map. Converse was playing super dominant on that very first map, and I mean, Garchomp was playing a fiendish Orisa, if I can say so.
Yeah, I mean, that first point just was, very one-sided. I think that Hog does not do super well into Orisa at all, and especially on that point where Orisa kind of gets the sort of advantages that Orisa would want.
Absolutely, but UTD brought it back, changed up the tank. The Sigma seemed to be working really well for them. And that is why I'm so excited for everyone to be out of Zarya jail.
Yes.
You know, it is those types of fun plays that we see that, really bring the spice of life back a little bit.
Yeah, the one thing I will miss about the Zarya meta, if it is truly gone, is that we don't, while it is sort of a little one note and a little bit boring to see the same champs over and over and over, Zarya is a pretty high skill expression champion.
Oh, absolutely.
Like the tracking and stuff. So, sometimes when you win at the Zarya, you feel like, oh yeah, I'm just the better gamer.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I love the Zarya gameplay, but it's fun to see these guys be good on every character.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We know they're good on the Zarya. It's fun to see it on the Orisa sometimes. And so that's part of all the fun. But I think we do have a PC restart that's going to be happening. So we're probably just going to cut to a quick break. You guys chill out, enjoy the music, and we'll catch you in just a minute. It's not that big of a deal. Well, usually there is, but I think he... And we are back and heading into the wonderful, the beautiful King's Row.
Real battleground of Overwatch.
It's true. It's true. Least shocking pick of the afternoon. What can I say? Yeah, I mean, I I'm excited to see what we're gonna see because Zarya has been so dominant. I wouldn't be shocked if we saw more Zarya. Quick note for everyone in the audience. It looks like UT Dallas is going to be on the red side this time, and Converse is going to be on the blue side. So, unfortunately, the top is swapped, but it's okay. We know these things. We know our boys when we see them.
Mm-hmm. Seeing Petal play for anyone else than UTD, you know it's got to be wrong.
I know. I couldn't imagine it. I really couldn't. Garchomp sticking to that Orisa. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Well,
so.
It is broke. They lost map 1.
True.
It worked for a bit. But yeah, the Orisa is pretty good on defense here. I don't know. I'm assuming this ball is not ball. But, you know, maybe they're going for a quick little cheese to try something out.
Try to zoom in there, maybe knock everyone up, get a Pharah rocket on them. I'm not saying it's the best strategy, but I'm saying it's a viable one, you know?
It's a strategy. It's one of the strategies of all time.
It is a strategy of all time. There is the Zarya. All right. Thank goodness.
And Zarya into Orisa is fine. I think it's still slightly probably Zarya favored, but not by that much. I think you can still run Orisa here for sure. So UTD is going to try to be pushing around right. Petal are already dropped pretty low, so Abdallah just trying to get up some charge real quick and maybe farm some on the Zarya, but really picks up Hammer like that.
The headshots from that Kiriko, the crit rate on those is absolutely insane. As soon as Hammer goes down, that is most of the pressure taken off of UT Dallas, and they are just going to move on in and take down Converse. I mean, Quix is still alive, but not for much longer. Doi actually finding 2 picks in that initial fight, so I mean, Kiriko putting in the work.
Yeah, Doily kind of feeling himself a little bit there. That pick is very nice because you know, taking out that one player kind of just opens up everything. And you saw that. I mean, CVU just kind of fell apart there, which is what you expect. That's one of the things that I kind of like about Overwatch 2 being 5v5. And when people ask me like how I feel about Overwatch 2, I say, well, I mean, it's like the same game, but it's just so much better. Because you have to rely on one less person, but that also means, you know, when a hole gets poked in your defense, the hole is massive.
It is significant. The Maywall coming out, Abdallah hooking Garchomp healing right back up. Jukebox, run for your life. Ultimately does not make it out. Cash has also been picked. So it looks like the push from UT Dallas is going to be slowed significantly here. We did see a couple compositional changes on both sides. Most notably, both teams going to Pig for this Streets phase.
Yep, they're on the hog, and it looks like Abdallah is a little bit holer of a hog right now. He's got 6 extra percentage charging. He's going to hook Garchomp. Garchomp's going to get Suzu'd, and they're going to pop the Kitsune, but a Kitsune answered back for UTD.
A lot of ultimates coming out here. Both Kitsune's out, everyone moving much faster than anticipated, and Garchomp is ultimately going to be the one finding the picks, though. Pops that whole hog as well, finds 3. Orion and Hammer cleaning up the last 2. I mean, UT Dallas, they put in the Kitsune to that, but they still have the other 4 ults available. But I mean, Beat, Blizzard, and Overclock are all still in the hands of Converse right now.
Yeah, so Converse didn't actually have to pop that much in return to win that fight. But yeah, this is a little bit of an annoying point to get through, and I think that's why we see Cash on the Echo right now, and I assume he's going to go in and take over Garchomp here pretty soon.
Duplicate on the onto the Kiriko, actually. Little extra healing, little extra cleanse. Perhaps, if fast enough, we'll see the Kitsune rush, but I don't know in the current state. Orion is going to get the pick. Luckily, Cash is there to be the second Kiriko. Does not manage to get Kitsune off. Abdallah finds Garchomp, but this is a slow and messy and weird fight unless you find a Hail Mary hook onto Orion. And with that, suddenly, Converse is on the back foot, and UT Dallas is able to push in, especially with the use of the overclock there.
And I don't think Abdallah was meaning to, but he just hit the 360 melee on the Hammer there. So UTD going to win that fight, and they're still going to have the beat and the whole hog. So 2 ults here. And Cash is going to switch onto the Reaper because moving forward, I think they don't have to really force themselves through that same choke. And then Reaper here on this long hallway is now very, very good. And I think they also probably just wanted a little bit more focused damage onto the hog here. So he's going to be hiding in the room, but he's going to swap back. But Hammer's going to pop the Sojourn ult and already going to pick up Jukebox, and they're going to try to push forward and see if they can get a little bit more with this.
I mean, Abdallah and Doi kind of all by themselves over here right now. Petal attempting to escape, but you cannot escape the hands of Quix. It looks like Cash is just going to try for like another meter. Who's to say? But UT Dallas definitely needs a regroup here. Whether that's a hard regroup or just kind of a soft reset, it needs to happen.
And yeah, UTD back to the drawing board. I don't think. I mean, they popped the Sojourn ultimate and got a quick pick onto. I think it was Jukebox, but it's just a little bit of an unfortunate pick where you just kind of have to reset after that. So UTD delayed by a little bit on this push, but we are going to see them push back up right now. This choke is a little bit difficult to get through, but hopefully the Reaper is there to help. And the Kitsune's come out for both teams.
Yep, both sides once again moving super quick, but only if Abdallah steps into it. I mean, the whole hog into Kitsune is pretty strong, but no one wants to peek this hallway. Everyone's a little bit nervous, and Hammer is going to kill Petal off of a wonderful hook from Garchomp right there. Sounds like both beats came out almost in unison. Abdallah popping that whole hog, but not finding a lot of damage into the Lucio beat. UT Dallas once again kind of on the back foot here. They're playing in front of Pub, and poor Abdallah is just getting absolutely toasted on this Roadhog.
Yeah, and Abdallah held the ult for so long that Garchomp was even caught up, so now he's in ult up. A whole round of ultimates up, so I think Abdallah, just going to swap onto the Sigma here. Oh, and back onto the Hog. Was not done. He has not said his final piece. He still thinks he can diff this guy. So back onto the Hog. And Petal 80% to that ultimate, and UTD is just going to try to charge some up here, maybe do a little bit of poking, but Garchomp taken low pretty quickly, going to heal it up. They are going to push forward now.
Moving in with the Lucio speed boost. Looks like they had May pop that cryo pretty early. Big hook coming out, does not manage to find a kill off of it. Here comes the Blizzard, and unfortunately, UT Dallas slowed down by that, going to lose 3 men. Cash managing to find Garchomp, going to stall the point just a little bit more. The die coming out. I'm not sure I loved it. I'll be real with you. I don't know if that was my favorite Reaper ult I've ever seen.
Yeah, we saw a lot of living from about everyone there, which is not the ideal outcome for the Reaper. But UTD going to re-engage pretty quickly here since that fight lasted for so long. They're just going to be able to completely refight, not without much delay. I mean, they have 30 seconds, but Petal's going to instantly pick up Hammer.
That's a huge pick, but unfortunately for UT Dallas, I mean, Orion already has that Kitsune ready to go. Garchomp going to whole hog into it, and I mean, double the speed, more damage. The Kitsune is still going to come out from Doi as well, but they've already lost Cash. That is a lot of damage. They need Petal to kind of, make sure he's hitting those shots extra well for the time being. UT Dallas moving in super close. Abdallah finding the hook onto Quicks. That is massive. The pressure from that May and the pressure from her slow is now off of UT Dallas, giving them a little more room to breathe. Point still contested, less than 3 meters though. It is still in the hands of UT Dallas, and it looks like once they manage to kill this Lucio, they will have a very good chance of capping second point.
Yeah, and dude, Jukebox was not going to let Garchomp touch that point. He was the gatekeeper of the point there. He was the final boss, and it looks really funny, the tiny Lucio and the just huge Roadhog. And the Roadhog's just getting bullied, like, hey, man, stop. Let me touch,
stop
please,
pushing
man.
me around. Don't take my lunch money, please.
Lunch money was taken, and now UTD is going to try to push forward and take a little bit more than lunch money. Maybe rob their parents.
couple of swaps. I mean, if anyone's going to rob your parents, it's going to be Torbjorn. So we see Cash on that swap there, and Abdallah is now going to be back on the Sigma from the brief interlude we saw earlier. I'm excited to see how it's going to push out. I mean, Kiwi is the only one with a notable ult on the side of Converse right now, whereas UT Dallas looking at 3 ultimates there. So it's going to be a big push from UTD here.
Yeah, UTD is trying to get some early damage onto this. We saw the Sigma Orisa fight, but the beat's going to get popped for both teams here.
Yeah, Blizzard comes out. I mean, it's in response to Petal's damage on that Sojourn. Quicks did find the pick onto Abdallah. UT Dallas down their tank now. They're still pushing in though. I mean, Kitsune came out from Doi, but Garchomp absolutely going to land that Javelin onto the Kiriko, and it is just Jukebox heals for UT Dallas right now. They still have 11 seconds to recontest, but I mean, I think Jukebox is going to have to kind of move in and tap best he can. I don't know if it's going to happen. Kitsune comes out from Orion, and the tank's getting scrappy in this little hallway. Abdallah just absolutely melted. UT Dallas not able to get a man on the point, and that is round 1.
Yeah, CVU did not want to let this end, with UTD getting all the way to the end. So CVU going to go on the offensive here. And I'm wondering if we're going to see Orisa on offense on this first point, because this guy has, pretty much only played Orisa. I mean, he played Hog in that Hog trade, but, Orisa on attack is a little bit spooky.
It can be spooky, but I mean, with the space she's able to create, especially with the Javelin twirl, the kind of pressure she's able to negate while also moving forward while doing that. Because that's one of the big issues with old Orisa is once she put her shield down, she'd have to wait then like 9 seconds, whatever it was, to move back up to that shield. She's able to just move forward now. But it looks like both teams are going to be going with that pig nonetheless. I do think that is a little bit safer of a pick than the Orisa when it comes to the attack.
Yeah.
But, you know, comes down to the skill of the players as well.
Yeah, and interestingly, I think UTD somehow is like ready for that. I mean, we saw CVU run Orisa on defense, and it kind of just got blown out of proportion. But I guess UTD's done their scouting and maybe knows that CVU maybe likes to play Winston here, maybe just to spot.
Yeah, I'd imagine the Winston's not going to be a long-term pick, especially knowing that Abdallah is on the Roadhog.
Yeah, I wonder if they. I don't know if they got view of that, but yeah, he's back on the hog. And they're gonna look for some instant picks. Not gonna find anything, so Hammer's probably just gonna swap directly off the Widow back onto the Sojourn that he has been playing in this whole map. Quick's still on the Mei, which I think that one of the changes with Mei from Overwatch 1 to 2, even though she like has lost the ability to freeze people, she's still a menace on attack. I think she's gotten better. Where she used to be like a defensive focused champ, now on attack, I think she's even better.
Yeah, just the slowing that comes out of her. And look at that wall getting cashed into the corner, but unfortunately Abdallah ready to protect his turret friend and will kill Quicks before, you know, too much damage comes out there.
Yeah, glad I was wrong there. Glad that I instantly caster cursed Quicks into dying. Maybe I'll keep doing that. Hog is really good on attack here, guys. I think that they'll be able to cap next fight.
Oh my goodness.
We shall see, though.
I was going to say, what if you did actually like now manifest that?
That would suck.
But big hook coming out. Abdallah dropping really low. The cleanse coming out from Kiriko there. Onto Abdallah, gets them healed right back up. Nobody's worried. Everyone's fine. Okay, slightly less fine because both Doi and Abdallah going down, and Orion is going to pop that Kitsune rush as well. And just like that, Hog is really good on attack, and they're going to cap this point next fight.
Yeah, just like that.
A wise man once told me.
Just like that, it seems like Crow is now going to be doing a solo cast. I'm going to see myself out. I won't be here for much longer.
It's been good. It's been good.
But Hammer does have the ultimate charged as well as Garchomp with the whole hog. Same things for UTD though. So going into this fight, we see kind of similar things except that Orion had popped the Kitsune Rush while Doily still has it, ready to send out that little fox.
Yeah. Make sure it doesn't get blocked by Mei's wall. That's the only caveat, I think. But I think that the Kitsune from Orion was a really good call there. Wall coming out from Mei is going to get Abdallah, you know, a little pinched in there, but ultimately he can get out. Not too much of a big deal. Kitsune is going to come out from Doi for this engage, though. We see the cleanse has also entered pretty early on. Beat going to be the response from Converse, and they are moving in. Garchomp has used the whole hog. A lot of damage coming out, but Petal going to find that pick onto Still Kiwi immediately out of the Lucio beat. I mean, you lose that extra shielding, and just like that, Petal is going to emote on you.
He is very aware of where the enemy's heads are.
That was crazy. 0 to 60.
He's not done. He's not done.
No way. No, come on. That's bad manners. That has to be bad manners, right? Is this talent or is this BM?
It's both, and I like it. That was great. That was great to watch. I don't know how he does it over and over again. Just very aware of where the enemy's heads are. I just don't know how. I don't know. That was crazy. That was excellent. I loved it. Let's see it 4 or 5 more times in this map. That'd be great.
Maywall coming out pretty early, but so is the Sojourn slow. It looks like Orion's going to be the only one with an ult on the table, except for maybe Abdallah sometime soon. So getting the hook in, gets the cleanse out, just poking right now. Both teams looking to build their ults, and Abdallah does have this whole hog. I'd imagine we might see a re-engage at this. It looks like there was a big hook by Garchomp, but ultimately did not find anything there, and the whole hog is in fact coming out from Abdallah. Drop it pretty low, but luckily you can stop the whole hog and take a little breather, and then hook Quicks right out of the ether, and unfortunately stop that push where it stands. Converse University not quite able to get their feet under them right now.
Yeah, poor Quicks has been sent back and forth from spawn quite a bit. You know, he got hooked in the first push, and then he got pedaled twice in a row.
Yep.
And then he got hooked again.
Respawn simulator. You hate to see it.
Poor guy. I mean, I'm sure he's casted Blizzard at this point once before.
Oh,
right?
yeah. I think that there's been at least 1 Blizzard on this attack, almost 2 Blizzards, I want to say. But Yeah, it's
60%
definitely
to number 2 or 3.
Yeah, there's been a couple of them. What can you do? All right, both Kitsune is going to come out at the same time, though, kind of mirroring each other. And Petal already has that overclock online. The whole hog coming out from Garchomp and the overclock coming out from Hammer, forcing everyone back or just killing them if they don't get out of the way. Both Doi and Cash are going to fall, so it's only 3 men left for UT Dallas. Petal going to back up just a little bit, has all that charge. Unfortunately, misses the head on that one. Is going to hit the slow, though. UT Dallas on the back foot. They still have time to recontest.
Yeah, UTD is, you know, a little bit on the back foot here, but they do have 4 ults coming online. So especially the Torbjorn ult is very good at stopping some of these payload pushes. And Quix does have the Blizzard to answer it, but, you know, if it's all over the point, there's not much you can do. The wall does go out and is already down. They are going to pop the Blizzard.
Yeah, a lot of stuff happening. The Torb ult has already been used. The beat came out from Kiwi as well, and Jukebox, now that I mention it. And only Abdallah has fallen so far. Looks like everyone else is still alive. Kiwi just kind of jumping around in the air. All 5 members of Converse still up and able, though. I mean, sounds like Petal did use the ult, but I didn't see a whole lot of utility out of it. And with that, I mean, Converse is going to move right on into this choke and cap that point.
I actually really like that idea from Converse where, like, you hear these ults get popped. You get to pick on the tank, and you're like, well, we can win this fight. We just need to, like, wait out, like, the Torbjorn ult onto the site. I mean, that's just something that you don't really... You don't want to play into, and if you get the tank down, you don't have to.
Yeah, using the sewers tunnel as cover, I think that was a smart play by them.
Yeah, too smart a little bit. Somebody check their PCs.
How dare they have that corner available to all of them?
Yeah, Blizzard really screwed UTD on that push. But Doty's going to pick up Hammer.
Ooh, that is a massive pick when it comes to slowing down, because, I mean, look at this. Converse already halfway to the final zone on this first push here. So UT Dallas is going to push him back a little bit, create a little more space. Both Kitsune's available, and so is Garchomp's whole hog. And I mean, okay, Garchomp going to find Abdallah right out of the gates. This is going to be hard fought for UT Dallas. When you have a whole hog in Kitsune, you are not getting anywhere near that guy, especially when he's going to hook for Jukebox immediately after. UT Dallas doesn't even have a chance to recontest.
Yep, no touching for UTD. CVU going to pop those ults and really just push UTD off the point, not even allow them. Oh, we get to watch it again. We get to watch it back.
Everyone quiet. The film is starting.
This ends now.
Yeah, just the perfect timing off the back of the beat was so good. The cover by Jukebox of the UT Dallas beat as well, just allowing Petal to go ham, just absolutely get in there, I think was really, really good play by UT Dallas. But they may have won the battle, but they lost the King's Row War. Yeah,
a tragedy. I mean, you know, mentally, you know, seeing that the guy in the enemy team can do something like that's a little bit spooky. You know, he didn't get to pop off the second time because they hid like little scaredy cats.
Oh my, how embarrassing. Using the natural cover of the map cannot catch me doing that. I'll tell you that much.
Strategy and ego, you know. What's more important to you? It looks like for CVU, which is Converse University for you guys who do not know, they prefer strategy, and that has tied up the series 1-1.
It's true.
Yep, UTD won on Nepal, and CVU won on the battleground that is King's Row. And going into this map 3, what are you looking at if you're UTD?
So if I'm UTD, I mean, obviously all of the members of Converse are very mechanically skilled, but that patience, again, is so just like, you can tell that they're calming and that they're listening to each other and that they trust each other, and the patience that they're willing to put into fights, because we have seen them take some slower fights. And, you know, I'm someone who's like, we got to get in there and kill. We got to get in there and kill. So watching that for me, I'm like, why would you do that? But obviously it's working really well, because I know that UT Dallas also tends to have the we need to go kill mindset. So I think that Converse kind of counterbalancing that with their patience is really working well for them. Yeah,
and I think that strategy might have even come out a little bit more from whenever the push maps came out, and you started, you know, like at the end of it, you don't want to push it like far, because then the enemy team can contest it faster.
Yeah.
And if you're winning, you like want to take this high ground, as like on Esperanza, you want to have that like high bridge that you want to hold on. So teams won't push it far, so they just wait, and it feels so counterintuitive, but it just works, and it worked really well for CVU there.
Yeah, And speaking of push maps, I believe third map is usually push.
I believe so.
So I'm excited to see where we're gonna go with that. I'd love to see Esperanza. I think that's such a fun map.
Yep.
But I know that New Queen Street is kind of the go-to pick right now for push.
Interesting. Yeah, as long as it's not Coliseo.
All my homies hate Coliseo.
Yeah, that map is
It's emotional.
Yeah, it breeds violence.
It does.
Within
It
people.
really sparks anger and hatred.
Yeah, it's
and
just 10 angry gamers.
Isn't that what brings the community together at the end of the day?
It's like every league match.
It's
just 10 people mad at each other.
10 people that do not want to be there. But I don't know. Time will tell. I'd imagine we're not going to see Coliseo, but I'd love to see either of the two maps. But you guys stick around, wait a few minutes, and you'll find out right with us.
Starting match. Ready for battle.
Oh, I feel like I'm forgetting something.
All you need for battle is your heart and your head.
What about a hammer and shield?
Bonuses!
Plan to win, or expect to lose.
Of course! They are delightfully distracting.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Stop the payload.
Watch where you stay.
This VPN.
I'm with you.
The payload must move, or no, no. Barrier initialized.
Let the keep Be purified.
Oh, let's break it.
Barrier restored.
Be purified. Breaking them down. Large targets are such guilty pleasures.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
How's the hunt? The spider is ahead.
Personne n'échappe à mon regard.
I mean, they know where Petal is now, actually going to push up there with the Orisa and the Sojourn. Quicks is going to fall in the meantime, though. Abdallah finding that rock during the rotation. And Ijaz just continuing to push. Hammer going to pop this Sojourn ult, not immediately finding a ton of utility off of it. Is going to get rocked. It's stunned there for just a minute. not able to find any kills with that overclock. Kitsune coming out from Orion a little late in the fight. But I mean, now we're just seeing the battle of the hit scan in this backline. Dragons come out, split the teams up a little bit. But this is scrappy.
Yeah, and Petal and Hammer are going to war here. Really just flabbing gums at each other. Neither have actually fallen just yet, but Garchomp does go down.
Yeah, and then the May Blizzard is going to come out to kind of cover the space lost from that tank death. So, I mean, Abdallah's still playing the cart. It looks like the Blizzard did more to just scatter UTD than actually find any damage or kills on them, because Orion is going to end up falling to that rock, and then Quix falls pretty soon after. So it is just Lucio, Sojourn alive on this point. Petal making quick work of a lot of these DPS.
Yeah, and Hammer finally falls. I mean, Hammer and Petal were both alive. They were like,
they're
you have these
duking it out.
Yeah, 2 hit scans with a very easy, or not easy, but like a very quick time to kill. And both of them survive for like the entirety of the fight. Hammer being the last one to fall. But UTD gonna push up and maybe be able to cap. I don't know if they are gonna pop Kitsune to try to just stop CVU from being able to surmount any sort of defense here.
Yeah.
Hammer down.
Hammer is down and the lasso is up. Does not find a whole lot of damage off of it, unfortunately, but it does force UT Dallas off the point for just a second. Looks like we're going to hear that melody, but Garchomp is not having any of it. Pops the gold, but Petal finds 2 kills in that Gravitic Flux. Everyone sleeps on the Gravitic Flux combo with Tac Visor and with Widow, because you get them up there, what are they going to do? They're hanging out.
Yeah, I also love playing Kiriko when people get Sigma ulted, because you kind of just are able to free fire.
It's true. It's true. And with that, I mean, UT Dallas very comfortably moving this payload along.
And I think we saw an interaction that is pretty uncommon there, where Sigma ults, and he raises everyone up, and then I think he got Orisa speared.
He did.
And that stops like the slam down. So they were kind of floating in the air, which you would think was a bad thing, but that gives Petal more time to kind of just free fire on these guys, and that's what he did, picking up those 2 kills and really flipping that fight.
Abdallah forcing them with a little bit of pressure. The monkey has actually come out, and it looks like the Kitsune is going to come through the mega underpass there, pushing onto the cart. Abdallah and Doi just kind of hanging out on this high ground. Rock the monkey when he jumps him. But, I mean, looks like he's going to get healed right back up. Still Kiwi, once again reminding me that Lucio is actually a DPS character, finding 2 there and completely stopping UTD in their tracks.
Yeah, UTD sent back to spawn. Garchomp finding a huge amount of effectiveness on this Winston, already at 83% to his ult charge. Now, Primal not like the game-changing ult that maybe Orisa or Roadhog ult can be, but it is still notable, because it can get a lot of UTD's people out of position where, you know, if Sigma's not able to cover a lot of his team, that Hammer and Quix are going to be able to find something, but Quix finds nothing except a trip back to jail.
I know, that is unfortunate. Petal finding that initial pick once again, and Blizzard could have been so big here. Garchomp just moving in, bullying everyone he can, but Petal is the biggest bully in this game, finding him as well. The beat comes out. Hammer is going to pop the Dragon Blade, slicing, dicing, finds Jukebox, but Petal is going to shut him down again. Petal not allowing anyone on the enemy team to do anything. Converse just being absolutely stalled right now. The Flux coming out from Abdallah, and I mean, poor Quix. I feel for the guy. I've been there.
Yeah, I feel bad for him, but at the same time, he has Blizzard coming up, so he might be able to, you know, get back at UTD for bullying him.
Great revenge, Blizzard.
And UTD is going to have the Sojourn, the Sojourn ult, the Reaper ult, and the Kiriko ult coming out here. So they are going to see if they can handle it.
And there it is, the Kitsune moving in on both sides. Everyone speedy is all get out. Doi dropping to 6 HP, but going to get away to safety. Finds Jukebox. Looks like we're trading DPS right now. Both Cash and Hammer have gone down, and it sounds like the ult is going to be popped by Petal. You do not want to be in his line of sight. Monkey Bubble has gone down. Garchomp just kind of hiding behind the cart best he can. Manages to jump away. We see the Torb swap by Quix. Covered the Tracer for a minute, but decided they had just enough time. It is now OT. So if UTD loses this... oh my goodness. How could I even say those words when Petal's finding headshots like that?
Yeah, you could tell he was just lining it up, and you got that nice flick, and still Kiwi going to go down. A good Suzu to sort of mitigate a lot of the damage from the Primal, and the beat is going to go down, and UTD is going to push forward and pick up the rest of them, and take that with 0 seconds remaining.
My goodness. Doi found 3 kills in that last fight, I'd like to point out. 2 headshots and a melee kill. But I mean, the Reaper swap from Cash, obviously into the monkey, you know?
Yeah.
And we saw how quickly where Garchomp just got shredded on that last bit. So, I mean, it is going to be a hard-pressed attack coming out from Converse right now because they are going to need it.
Yeah, CVU did a good job stalling at the end of the first point, and I think at the beginning of the second point. But I think the third point that they won maybe one fight, kind of felt like half of a fight.
Yeah.
UTD finding some really good push there, and you might see that they got 0 seconds remaining and think that it was like super duper close. But with the way push maps work, like these teams are like so good that like there's going to be a long delay. Like you're not going to be able to push fast unless you're just completely outclassing this. And for those of you who just turned in, this is the quarterfinals of NECC. So these guys are in the top 8 of this entire tournament, and we are nearing the end of the semester. So this is sort of like an end of semester tournament, and this is the quarterfinals, and these teams are both very good. So 0 seconds is, you didn't get there with time remaining, but you still did finish it. And against a team like CVU is very good. And we're going to see what kind of defense UTD can put up here.
I like the double sniper. I don't know if you guys saw it last game, but Cash would actually use the sonar arrow, and then Petal would be able to play off of that a little bit more. So I think that's a really kind of clever workaround. But Hammer going to come through that TP and just get absolutely destroyed by Petal. I mean, this is a guy who knows how to click heads, and now that the tracer pressure is off, I mean, okay.
And
I was scared. I was scared, man. If he dies to a turret, I can't speak of him ever again. But I mean, really good opening pick by Petal there. Just the pressure that the tracer is going to be putting on Jukebox and Petal himself is going to be definitely notable. And it looks like Hammer is like, all right, that was fun. We're back on the Sojourn.
Yeah, and Hammer got shut down and was like, all right, okay, that's it. We tried it. I'll swap back.
A for effort.
They still did get a good amount of push off there, and Garchomp is going to try to find this. Ooh, Cash answering back. He gets a lot of heals there right at the end and able to trade back onto Garchomp.
Picked up the Mega there. Very good play by UT Dallas, but unfortunately, Hammer coming back with a vengeance, got that Tracer headshot on him and was like, I don't want to do this anymore. My goodness, Petal. But it is not over because Petal is still going to be putting a little bit of pressure on this point. Looks like Kiwi's going to move in, try to, back him up just a little bit. Cash swapping out of that Tracer. Hopefully we'll see a touch from UT Dallas. Unfortunately, it is just not quite enough. They are going to cap that first point, but UTD all got forward spawn, so that will definitely help out their positioning.
Somehow Petal is alive. I think he might have been waiting a little bit to get his grapple, so when he dropped down, he can get back up. But Hammer is down, but there's no Reinhardt in the game, so Converse is going to get this initial push just a little bit because everyone's fighting up top. Cash is going to take out still Kiwi, which is big, so he's finding some work on the Tracer. He's going to get jumped on by Garchomp, but he knows he's going to be able to get out, so Garchomp backs off a little bit, not going to force the issue there. UTD is going to maintain access to this high ground and the ability to just rain these Sigma bombs, whatever you want to
Orbs, perhaps?
Orbs. Melodies.
Who's to say? Who's to say? Except for the man himself. But he's too busy wondering what that melody is right now. Gonna pull 3 up in the air. Gonna be responded to by Kiwi's beat drop. Sounds like the wall is also coming out from Quicks. Garchomp finding that initial pick onto Juke. That's really big. Abdallah falling pretty soon after. I mean, Juke had the beat in his pocket, so that is a lot of utility lost for UT Dallas. And I mean, Petal going out with the bang, but unfortunately just not quite enough here. And going to continue to push this point unless we see a little bit of a stall coming out from Doi. They're just playing for time at this point.
Yeah, playing for time on this point I think is super beneficial. More than any other point, because this that last little corner is pretty easy to defend on the defense because Petal's going to be up top and you're going to be getting shot from 30 different angles and you're just gonna feel super duper overwhelmed. We are seeing Cash on to the Reaper here.
Oh my god, I was scared. Petal dropped to 8 there, but it's gonna be Cash ultimately who falls first. The Kitsune comes out from Doi. It just might be a little too late. Look how far this payload's been pushed. Overclock coming out from Hammer, putting a decent amount of pressure here. Petal just doing his silly little dance though. Ultimately is not gonna be killed, is gonna pick up the Mega. The monkey is in the room with them. He is getting toasted, but pops that primal. And in the meantime, UT Dallas fighting for their lives in this little corner room, and it just is not going to happen. The point gets capped in the meantime. Garchomp and Quicks moving in, and with that, they are already on the 3rd point. 5 minutes in the bank.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple golden rules of of esports. You know, don't chase a Singed in League of Legends, and it's don't fight a Winston in a corner when he's got Primal Rage. It
It's
really
true.
rolls off the tongue. But yeah, he was able to. He got in the room and he just popped it. Cash gonna find out Quick's pretty quick there. Gonna send him back to spawn and hopefully whittle down some of this remaining 4 minutes. He is also gonna pick up Hammer, which is a huge pick there.
I actually love this Echo swap. I think this is going to be really fruitful, especially into the Roadhog. Because you get him to half, and
We're paused.
and we're paused. Well, I'm going to finish my thought nonetheless. You know, you get that Roadhog to half, and you can melt him before he has the chance to take a breather.
Yeah.
You know, with the Focus Beam, I think that Echo could be really fruitful, and not only on the Roadhog, but on the Torb as well.
Yeah, and the Torb on offense here is a little interesting. He's been on it for a bit here, and it's kind of worked. But, you know, I guess the idea is you get to put it on that payload and let it do its work. But without the shielding of like Orion, Sigma, whatever, it's probably going to fall pretty quick, especially with like the Echo there.
Yeah.
I think maybe it's just to deter the Echo from diving without being able to like get, like, you have to get the turret first, so you have to like divert some of your attention. But we'll see.
Yeah. Only time will tell. I know that it is a technical pause, so someone is having an internet or a PC issue somewhere, but, you know, we'll catch you guys in just a few minutes to see the end of this match. I mean, still 4 minutes on the clock. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard fought. I'll tell you that much.
Definitely.
Your lips are stained with fiction. You always have your reasons, and I smell you rotten. Your hands are sealed in pockets. You fill them with your secrets. To you, I am nothing. I am. Your kiss, sweet like poison. You know you make me reckless. I'll run, but you are friction. Your touch feels like heaven. You make me hate all my sins. You are my religion.
And paused, and it's like nothing ever happened. UT Dallas still in point control for the time being.
Yeah, very notable about pauses, no ults were charged. We're at the same place. So as far as, you know, the little Lucio is concerned, nothing much has changed. But Kiwi gonna try to put in some work here, maybe pop the beat. But yeah, he is popping the beat. 3 ults out for UTD already. I mean for CBU already.
Yes, that is going to be the Molten Core, the Kitsune Rush, as well as the beat. We saw the speed boost in, and Quicks is going to find that pick onto Abdallah. Garchomp finding Petal. UTD down to 3 men. This is going to be a regroup for them because they cannot afford to lose more than one more fight here. They do. I mean, it's going to be over, and this map is going to go to the side of Converse. Luckily, it's a best of 5. It won't be like over, but for this map, it'll be over. Cleanse coming out really early from Doi, and unfortunately, it's not enough. Doi is going to get picked off, and Quicks is soon to follow. The Kitsune did come out, so that's going to leave a little bit of support for the guys at UT Dallas. Abdallah managing to hit the hook Garchomp, but it is just not enough. Garchomp finding that kill nonetheless. Hammer killing Jukebox. Cash gonna fly away. Petal finding one cheeky pick, but it might be too little too late. Cash is at 80 HP in the back line. And I mean, these are the two squishiest characters to be alive right now. Garchomp hooking and getting hooked, and everyone is falling. And suddenly UT Dallas has turned it back once again, but it's not quite done yet. Quick still on the point. Kiriko, Sojourn, Lucio all still hanging out as well. Hammer is just finding so much utility on this Sojourn. Look at this. Look at this. They don't want Petal to outshine them. And with that, I mean, round 2 is complete. I forget they will get one more minute because of overtime. I'm very silly.
Yeah, so the map is not over just yet. As much as I'm sure Converse would like it to be.
I like drama. What can I say? I like to lie every once in a while.
Yeah, it spices things up. And talking about spicing things up, we are in overtime of map 3 here. So UTD has 1 minute remaining because they finished the map with 0 seconds left. And CVU has 3 minutes because they finished it with 2 minutes, or 2 minutes and 13. And now they have 3 minutes and 13. And this just gives the opportunity for CVU to see if they, or I guess UTD starts on attack here. So UTD is going to see how far they can push it. And then CVU will have 3 times that time to try to answer back.
Yeah, and we saw on UTD's first push that, I mean, CVU did manage to stall them a little bit on this first point here. So we cannot see, you know, another stall on this first point if they want to be as fruitful as possible. You know, because a minute, 30 seconds to fight, that's going to give you 2 fights as opposed to the 6 fights that are potentially in the bank of CVU here.
And UTD did kind of get really far on their first push on offense. And they are not going to be coming out on the Widow. So they're not going to try to recreate it exactly, but they are still going to be on the Hanzo, which I think worked pretty well into the Hog. So we are going to see if they're able to just burst through this defense right off the bat.
The Hog Mirror, they're playing careful. They think that Petal might pick the Widowmaker, but I think that's kind of what UTD was hinging on. Because look, they've already started to take a little bit more space, playing on these catwalks with Abdallah all the way up on front catwalk too.
And Cash going to take out that orb turret as soon as possible and try to see if they can push forward with the confidence, knowing that if somebody goes a little bit too out of position, they're not going to be super duper punished.
Amp has already been used by Jukebox here. The sonar arrow has come out. Quicks all by themselves on this staircase is going to use the overload to get away from Petal. UTD playing as a unit right now, playing pretty close together. I mean, Hanzo playing, you know, a little bit back. The sonar arrow coming out once again. The hook onto Garchomp, but unfortunately Petal wasn't looking to where Hammer was, and the headshot is going to come out. And with that, it is time for CVU to kick into high gear, finding these picks. Cash dropping to about 20 HP, but not for very long. And with that, CVU, super close hold, only 55 meters for UT Dallas.
Yep, and so CVU is just going to have to go to work here. I mean, you know, it just should be another day at the office. You know, they are going to have to, UTD is not going to go down without a fight. 3 minutes to get 55 meters. You know, like Crow was saying, that's 6 fights, or, you know, maybe a little bit less, but around 6 fights for CVU to try to win this one out. And I guess the way that UTD has to defend here is to just apply as much pressure right out of the gate as they possibly can, just to try to make sure they're not giving up any extra meters, any extra centimeters than they need to.
I know that we've been seeing quicks on the Mei for the last 2 maps, but I'm actually really liking this Torb play out of them. As you said, the kind of diversion that the turret provides is just enough to, you know, take either Petal or Cash out of the fight for, whatever, 5 seconds, but that's just enough time to get the supports moving on the tank, you know? 5 seconds is a lot of time in Overwatch time. So, I mean, we're seeing the Mirror Torb, Hammer on the Widow. I don't know how long of a pick that's going to be, but never hurts in spawn. And never hurts when you have 3 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, and someone on UTD's team really likes Roadhog's mask, and Roadhog said, thanks, if you guys couldn't hear the voice lines. I don't think I've ever heard that. I think I have voice lines off, actually. So, first time I've heard that.
They have some really fun new ones in Overwatch 2. They kind of up the voice line ante. A lot of pressure immediately put onto Garchomp, but gets healed right back up. So that is a lot of ult charge in the pocket of both Orion and Kiwi right now.
Yeah, and nobody really connecting with their hooks just yet. The turret is going to go down for Cash. So UTD is going to have to just wait a little bit and try to see if they can get anything in the meantime. The hook is going to land onto Dala. He's going to be pushed back into that mega room.
The cleanse is out. Garchomp is low, playing that corner. Hammer finds the first pick onto Cash, though, and it is, unfortunately, it is over for UT Dallas. Unless they have the play of the century right now, this map is going to go to Converse. Petal finding Kiwi, though. UTD does not want to go down without a fight. Petal finding 2, but Hammer finding 2 of their own. I mean, Jukebox dancing for his Lucio life right now, but it is just not going to be enough. Converse making it 2-1 in favor of themselves.
Yeah, Jukebox tried to stall, but he played his last tune.
It's true. It was the funeral dirge.
Yep. So we are going to see Winston get the play of the game from Garchomp. You don't see that super often.
Was it the monkey in the room play? No, it was not. It was actually on third point. Kiwi with the double kill, and then Garchomp. This was the 3K. It's coming back to me now.
Yeah. I remember this now. Yeah. Doing his best King Kong impression.
And it worked. It worked. I mean, Converse took that map pretty handily, quite honestly. With the 2.5 minutes or 2.25 minutes left on the clock, I mean, it's kind of over before it starts that third round.
Yeah, for sure. It was definitely an uphill battle from UTD there. Unfortunately, they do fall. So it is 2-1 in favor of Converse. And that being said, we are going to be going to a break, and we will catch you when map 4 starts. Stay tuned.
See you then. Oh, thank goodness. But for those of you who are just tuning into our stream, UT Dallas going up against Converse University in a best of 5, and Converse University coming out strong with a 2-1 as we go into this 4th map, which is finally going to be the push map of our dreams or our nightmares.
Yes, definitely, since it's Coliseo, a little bit of our nightmares. This map is wishy-washy is one way to put it. There's a lot of opportunity for steamrolls and very frustrating holds, and just frustration all around is typically what comes of it, especially in my lobbies.
There is also, I have seen pushes from the center to all the way to the other end from nothing in the last minute of the game. So push is the definition of it's never over till it's over.
Yeah. So yeah, that is how it is. It is always sort of.
It's the first
can you string together some fights? 9
minutes of the game are kind of like, whatever happens, happens, and then that last minute kicks in, and then it is go time, as Sojourn would say.
Yeah, it feels like practice until the real fights start in the last couple of minutes. I don't know if I've ever looked out to the right there. That scene is pretty cool.
It's rather beautiful. Like, it's a really pretty map. I just don't like the little hairpin turns and stuff, and going under that bridge. I think it's such a nightmare.
Yeah, it's so hard to push past there because the defense has they can always be playing high ground because you have to have somebody on point. It just doesn't feel super super fun to attack or defend.
I actually really like this Mei pick though, especially on this like initial long hallway. That's going to cut off a lot of the sight lines for CVU right out of the gate. So hopefully UT Dallas will be able to establish their presence a little bit more. But CVU actually taking a cheeky flank all the way to UT Dallas's attack side.
Yeah, taking a little bit of advantage of how long it takes for this robot to actually be available to be pushed.
Maywall coming out pretty early. There is a cleanse as well. Petal finding the turret. Looks like we have a couple people pretty low, and Abdallah is in fact going to be the first one to fall. So I mean, look at this. UT Dallas now playing on the opposite side. Cash going to find Quicks there, so it's still anyone's game. But
UTD already taken the initiative to just push a little bit and get this extra distance and sort of try to kite it back a little bit on CVU. Gonna not want to take as many fights as possible.
both Sojourn's already halfway to ultimate though, so I mean, that is some quick charge, especially from Hammer. Nice hook and cook onto Doi by Garchomp. Gonna find Cash as well. And with that, I thought the robot was gonna get turned right back around. Petal finding a kill, but it is in fact still gonna move in the favor of CVU.
Yeah, and UTD gonna have to go back a little bit to the drawing board. I assume they're probably gonna stay on all of the same champs. I think they should probably, but CVU gonna win that first fight off of a creative flank play right off the gate. And Abdallah already dropped a little bit low. He's gonna be able to heal it back up, but Doily falls down pretty fast.
The Torb spam, you hate to see it. It's only Lucio heals and the Kitsune coming out from Orion as well. This fight is gonna be over for UT Dallas. Petal might find a pick, but may as well just get out of there. Speaking of May, I mean, Cash gonna try to tap, but it's not going to work very well.
Yeah, and CVU getting some good ground here, starting off this push by getting 36 meters and counting. So yeah, that was a pretty good fight from CVU. They managed to get that pick onto Doily, and then they instantly popped the Kitsune, and then just turned that into a whole fight win, which was a very, very good conversion from them. Abdallah gonna try to get the Torb turret out, you know. It's a game of inches.
It is. Despite the huge pick by Abdallah onto Orion right out of the gate, the Kitsune Rush also comes out, but so does Garchomp's Whole Hog, which is actually a really smart play playing right on this coast. Hammer gonna pop his ultimate, and it sounds like Blizzard has come out as well, but it's too little too late. I mean, Petal finds the pick. Sounds like Kiwi has also dropped the beat, and I mean, CVU just gonna keep moving as if UTD wasn't even bothering them.
Yeah. Gonna keep that robot pushing. He's at the point where he has to think about his actions and think about what he wants to do next. But UTD gonna to get back control of that robot and start pushing it back and try to get some of the push of their own. Start using some of their ults. They still have 3 ults, which is the Whole Hog, Sojourn ult, and then it's the beat from Jukebox.
Yep, I think that beat is going to come in clutch, but Petal going to open with the overclock. Ooh, that was a really good play by him and Abdallah. Abdallah using that Whole Hog to kind of push poor Garchomp into the air, and that just means he's ripe for the picking for Petal. And really strong push by UT Dallas. They're definitely going to force Kiriko back and wait for that teleport.
Yeah, they use those 3 ults just to gain that ground that they need. I mean, we say that the last minute is really the only push that matters. But that being said, it helps a lot if you have some sort of equal footing going into that. So while UTD popped that and didn't like completely, get like a crazy amount of ground, what it does is it just allows them the time to, when the fight flips back and they get their next push, they're even just a little bit closer. So then maybe they have like 5 ults or a bigger fight goes their way and they get the full squad wipe. But we are going to see the Kitsune go out for Orion here.
Right underneath this dreaded archway too. Nice little hook onto Abdallah, and Garchomp is going to finish him off with the help of Quicks. Petal trading Kiwi, and it sounds like Quicks is also going to use the Molten Core. So, I mean, the Molten Core finds 2 actually, and Garchomp is going to kill Cash, and with that, Robot is turning right back around, fulfilling his duty of walking whatever direction.
Yeah, I don't want friends like Robot. He always betrays you. As soon as you leave him, Robot goes to the next best thing.
I guess so. It's really sad when you put it like that. I don't know.
He looks so friendly.
He does, and he's so nice. And like Zenyatta has a voice line where he's like, "They've taken our friend," and I'm like, "No, that is my friend."
Well, it's my friend until he starts.
I was gonna say Orion and Abdallah not friends though, and look at the picks coming out from Hammer as well. Petal countering it with a pick of his own, but UT Dallas still down 1 man as of right now. They do not have their Roadhog, but I mean, with the amount of damage Garchomp is taking, looks like CVU may not have a Roadhog for long either. But Garchomp biting back with that Whole Hog, finding 2. And I mean, you just can't slow CVU down right now. The hook coming out, but Garchomp just refuses to die.
Yeah, he had that Kiriko pocket on him, and I mean, it's just hard to, whoa, I said it, I was about to say it's hard to kill Garchomp. Garchomp goes down. Then back to Gibble. If you guys don't know, Garchomp's a Pokemon. And Gibble is the pre-evolved form, so I was not just making up words.
I think that all we're doing is making up words.
Yeah. That's what we're doing for sure.
It's true. I mean, I don't think that like, I don't know. Sometimes I forget that Overwatch is just like word salad when you don't know the game at all.
Yeah, it also looks like word salad.
It's just shapes and colors, my guy. But Kitsune is coming out. Orion knows what he's doing. Hammer knows what he's doing. And finding that kill onto Cash really early on. Whole Hog coming out from Abdallah, attempting to take a little bit of space. I mean, Petal putting in just with a little pea shooter gun right now. Doesn't have the charge quite built up. The beat coming in from Kiwi and Jukebox almost in tandem once again. And the damage coming out from Petal, attempting to find these kills. But it is ultimately Abdallah who is going to fall. I mean, look at this robot right back where he started. Petal dancing for his life, but does not manage to escape. I mean, it looks back and forth, but ultimately the advantage is still in the hands of CVU.
Yeah, and CVU gonna get an extra amount of push here that hopefully they're gonna want around the corner here and get it onto that high ground, and then they can actually start fighting. But Abdallah gonna hop down and instantly pick up Hammer.
Very nice pick right out of the gate. Abdallah finding 2 instantly. It sounds like the Kitsune Rush did come out from Doi right there. Garchomp attempting to escape, but my god, Cash is gonna chase him down. Didn't get the hammer kill, but the next best thing is just a regular good old-fashioned kill.
Yeah, you know, he is almost at that Molten Core, which is, as we know, a great ultimate. We just saw the CVU Quicks. He used the Molten Core to pick up 2 fights and swing it back. So UTD gonna try to do something similar, do their best Quicks impression, and hopefully pick up a fight here. And they are gonna have to get it to this first checkpoint here. And once they get past that, then we're probably gonna see when the Molten Core comes out. Or maybe if they get pressed here, he's going to pop it. Yeah, he does pop it.
And there it is. Gets hooked out of it, though. Only manages to get a little bit out. Garchomp going to find that early pick. I mean, going under this catwalk is so hard. Kiwi falling down. Abdallah popping the whole hog, attempting to make a little space, forcing Quicks and Hammer into that wee little room on the side. Attempted map hook coming out from Garchomp, but does not quite find it. Doesn't get the environmental kills of the whole hog either. Petal putting in the work.
In a massive fight for UTD, they're going to be able to round the corner and probably catch up to the place that CVU had it at. And CVU is going to try to recontest here. They are going to be sent back. They are going to pop the Kitsune, though, and they're going to back up. We're going to see the Petal ult come out, but he's going to get instantly hooked. He didn't ult, but he did die. Garchomp and Hammer picking up Petal and Jukebox. Hammer goes down 2. The turret down, and it looks like CVU is probably winning this. But
wow.
UTD answering back with the Kitsune, and Abdallah's going to instantly pick up a kill and pop the whole hog, pushing it back.
2 kills.
Flips again.
There's no way. There's no way. This point has flipped like 3 times in this fight. Abdallah finding yet another pick onto the Lucio, just when we thought that it was going in the favor of Converse. UT Dallas, Abdallah coming in with that hero play that we needed in the moment.
Yeah, and the robot's going back and forth, doesn't know who's his friend.
He's confused. He's lost.
He kills the turret. He kills the turret.
Wow.
He's not friends with that robot.
Cash, hurry back. Your turret has gone down. And so has Abdallah. Garchomp with a cheeky little hook and cook right there. I mean, Petal has the Sojourn ultimate available, but I'm not sure this is the moment to use it, especially when you get picked out of the air by Hammer. UT Dallas down 2 men now, 3 men, and that robot is going to get flipped. And Jukebox just going to run for his life.
Yeah, but here we see, since we're in the final minute, all this push like really matters. So now we have a minute left, and that robot, while it's not super fast, will get back in enough time for like one really crucial fight. So if CVU wins this fight, they win the map essentially. And if UTD wins this fight, they win the match, because the robot, they won't push it, and then CVU won't be able to reconvene. But they're going to go for a flank UTD, and the beat's going to get instantly popped for CVU. Quick's going to pick up the turret, and then Hammer and Quicks pick up Petal and Cash, and that is a 1 fight for CVU.
There's still time for UT Dallas. 38 seconds on the clock. That is enough time for one more regroup and recontest. They do have about 20 meters on CVU, so that is a kind of comfortable little spot to be in, you know, have that extra padding. But they're going to have to move in pretty soon here, and that looks like what they are doing. Jukebox with the speed boost on, but the Kitsune going to be used by Orion. Here comes the whole hog by Garchomp into the Kitsune, but ultimately going to get taken down. Cash has also fallen, though. Kiwi falls to that molten core. Cash does not need to be alive to still get you from the grave. UT Dallas beginning to push this robot in the opposite direction. It is just Hammer alive, and Petal gonna assert that dominance, but Orion is still up in the back line attempting to heal Quicks, but it's just not quite enough. The soldier swap by Cash, and I mean, Doomfist and Lucio back on this point. I think UTD has to have this, but my goodness, CVU not going down without a fight.
Yeah, and UTD not going out without a fight either. We got a map 5!
We are going to map 5. Everyone hold on to your hats. My God, I didn't think we were going to get here, but here we are.
Here we are, map 5, 2-2. UTD, you know, really answering back with some great pushes there and some really creative team fighting there. I mean, there was that one fight where they flipped back and forth, but somehow UTD got a team kill and managed to push an extra like 40 meters or something like that. So a really great map. And going into map 5, I think UTD has gotta be thinking about that Torbjorn. It looked really
absolutely
good.
I mean, after bullying poor Quicks for 2 maps, I mean, the fact that, you know, managed to bring it back, get play of the game, and play that Torb positioning so well. It's like, a lot of people think, oh, Torb, silly character, you drop the turret and then you win the game. But like, the mind that you have to be able to put your molten core in a place where it's actually going to get value, because it's one thing to put it down and then have the enemy team just be like, all right, we won't walk there. And it's another thing to actually find the value that you need on these sorts of maps, especially with weird geometry like Colosseo has.
Yeah, so those hairpin turns are very annoying, especially, I mean, we saw, you know, the UTD tour was sitting in that room and was like, okay, CVU is starting to aggress, so I'm going to pop molten core. And as soon as he peeks out, Roadhog just hooks him in and
pull him on in there,
sends him to the grave.
And just like that, we are on to map 5 in this best of 5. It is 2-2. It is quite literally anyone's game, and we're gonna see you guys on the other side.
know I make you feel good. Don't you wanna feel good, good, good? Sometimes I wish that we could go back before you got hurt, hurt, hurt. When before I was scared, now I'm feeling prepared. No Don't you wanna feel good? Don't you wanna feel good, good, good?
When you say you were leaving, I thought that you meant it. I played the victim, you start as indifferent. Hindsight comes standard with rose-colored lenses. Hate to admit it, you're better off. Now you're too afraid to look, too scared to miss it. We're night and day, solar eclipses. Too afraid to look, too scared to miss it. We're night and day, solar eclipses. Solar eclipses. Solar eclipses. Caught up in your gravity, always end up lost in your wake. Intoxicated, maybe we can start again. Caught up in your gravity, always end up lost in your wake. Intoxicated, maybe we can start it.
Maybe feeling change, I could be another. All the reasons why we've been separate ways. Feeling all alone in your company. Keeping you captive with guilty chains.
We're night and day, solar eclipses. Too afraid to look, too scared to miss it. We're night and day, solar eclipses. Solar eclipses. Solar eclipses. Caught up in your gravity, always end up lost in your wake. Intoxicated, maybe we can start again. Caught up in your gravity, always end up lost in your wake. Intoxicated, maybe we can start again. Tomorrow we build, depends on the future.
And here we are, Lijiang Tower. And this, I mean, this is the last map. This is the last map in our best of 5. So I'm excited to see what we're going to get here, you know? We've seen so many fun comps, so many flexible plays by all of these players. And you just never know what they're going to bring out at the last minute.
Yeah, and map 5 on Lijiang Tower, nothing feels more right. King of the Hill, you know, we could see the whole as much as we as much Overwatch as we could have gotten, where it goes on to the 3rd point of Lijiang, and then it all comes down to that best of 5 all on one King of the Hill point. Would be very, for lack of a better term, epic.
It would be rather epic. I would have to agree with that. And it looks like both teams are going with this Torb Pig meta right now, which is not the meta I was expecting to see today, but not the hero we wanted, but the hero we deserve, you know?
We got to figure out a funny name for it eventually.
Yeah.
But I like Torb on this map. I think his ult is just super effective on this point.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, Hook already out onto... Ooh! Hammer finds Petal in the back line.
That is going to be the first pick, and with Petal down, UT Dallas going to slow that push just a little bit. Cash dropping to about half, but, you know, should get out pretty fine. Turret's going to get destroyed. Oh my goodness! Abdallah getting hooked and absolutely melted right there. Quick's finding that kill pretty much instantly, and just like that, the point is in the hands of Converse.
Yeah, not great for UTD. They got staggered pretty hard there. So they are going to have to wait for for Abdallah and Petal to get back until they can actually, surmount a real push here. And they are going to try to come out of this right room. Both turrets getting destroyed.
Yep. Looks like Converse just moving back to the point for right now, denying Petal too many sightlines. Misses that hook. Garchomp dropping pretty low, uses the breather. The cleanse comes out from Orion on the Kiriko as well, and Cash finding that first pick onto Hammer. The hook comes out, and Jukebox, with the help of Abdallah, is going to kill Quicks. And then Garchomp, and just like that, they fall like dominoes. And I mean, Kiwi can dance all he wants, but ultimately that point is going to go to UT Dallas. Flipped at about 40%.
Yeah, a 40% take is a pretty decent take there. Luckily, when Petal died at the beginning, the point hadn't opened yet, so TVU didn't get to capitalize fully on that pick. I mean, they did win the fight, so they got the point, but they didn't get the extra percentage that any other fight would give them.
Oh no! Petal attempting to slide away and gets hooked. And just like that, Orion going to use that Kitsune to move in. Luckily, Cash has the Molten Core, but unluckily, he's at hook height. Garchomp finding that kill, and the rest of UT Dallas just going down so quickly. Garchomp, absolutely MVP of that fight. My goodness. Found the opening pick, found the closing pick, and everything in between.
Yeah, UTD and CVU going to be coming with 4 ults this next fight. The Kitsune is down for CVU, and then the Molten Core is down for UTD, which I think like both ults are pretty game-changing ults. So it's going to be really interesting to see which one is more missed here. The whole hog is going to come out from both teams, as well as the Beat and the Molten Core.
Yeah, Beat coming out from Kiwi, and then Jukebox follows up with a bit later Beat. Jukebox going to find the pick onto Garchomp. It sounds like we might be seeing a pause coming out. And indeed we do. Not quite sure what happened there. I think UTD may have had some sort of technical difficulty, but that did not stop them from moving back in and taking this point.
Yeah, they got the technical ability to get bread. Wait, what? Wait.
What? One more time?
Hey, sorry. I think that I might have gotten Sombra hacked there, but everything is all good. Petal has his ultimate ability there.
Anything can be hacked at anyone.
Wow, that was interesting.
It's okay. We have the Sojourn Ultimates online, and Petal going to use that to his full advantage. But so is Hammer, who is going to find it, though. Hammer finding Jukebox pretty much instantly. I mean, Petal and Hammer just kind of shooting back and forth and back and forth. The Petal just not quite able to find that same utility. I mean, Garchomp did go down, so that's definitely going to slow the push, and Jukebox is going to return a lot faster than Garchomp is on that Roadhog. So, I mean, UT Dallas is still sitting pretty well on this point, nearing the 80% mark.
All right, I think I figured out what I was trying to say, but I'll save that for later. But it was a coherent thought in my head. But we are going to see the fight break out here. Abdullah's going to get hooked forward, and Hammer's going to pick up 2, 3 go down. And that is a 1 fight for CVU.
I mean, despite Hammer already picking up 2, they still decided to invest Kitsune in that. And I mean, better safe than sorry, but I do feel like that was just a little bit of overkill, especially when you know that UTD is coming up on, 2, almost 3 ults of their own.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to run it back here.
Okay, let's hear it.
So we had technical difficulties, and I was going to say, well, Petal has a technical difficulty because he's setting back the spawn. He's not going to be able to see much of this fight.
Oh, Lord. You hate to see it. Cash going to use the Molten Core just to kind of... I don't know.
I mean, UTD still has to fight this. They still have to get onto the point. The whole hog's going to get popped. I don't even know if anybody has
I don't
the
think
ability
anyone
to
can
touch.
The Kitsune. Okay, the touch did come in with the help of the Kitsune, but I mean, these hooks by Garchomp are just too tasty, but not as tasty as the whole hog from Abdallah. 3 going off the map with the help of Jukebox. Orion did manage to find Juke, and I mean, Kiwi going to drop that beat, but it is just the supports alive on the side of Converse. My God.
Orion might be a support, but he's doing a lot of damage right here. Petal trying to dance around. The turret's still up, and the turret's actually doing a lot here. The turret is still up and still firing. And oh my gosh, the fight is still on. The Doomfist is back. Petal's going to pop the ult. He's going to pick up the Lucio, and he's going to push forward.
There
is any more onto the... He's going to pick up another onto the Kiriko. And maybe more, but he slides off the map.
There's no way. The amount of environmental kills that we've gotten in these last 2 fights alone are absolutely insane. The Tracers come out. I mean, the point ultimately going to flip back, but my God, my heart is in my,
What a tremendous display of skill from both teams there. That was incredible.
Crazy.
But UTD, I don't even know if anyone can contest. They are going to get the contest in from CVU. The Doomfist battle is going to keep raging here.
Not for long, though, because Garchomp is going to fall really early. The Kitsune Rush comes out, and the beat is responded by Jukebox. Cash, once again on this Soldier, this overtime pick. It should maybe be an all-the-time pick because he finds a lot of utility on it, killing Quicks. And UT Dallas, despite it all, pulling through and taking that first point of Lijiang Tower.
Yep. That was a whole lot. That was a whole lot at the end of there. A really clutch play from Orion. He picks up 2 there and gets it down to a 1v2, but Petal somehow manages to stay alive long enough to get his ult up, and then he trades 2 kills back. He gets punched off the map by Doomfist of CVU, and then Abdallah comes in and is like, okay, but I'm the Doomfister. I'm the best Doomfist in the server, and he just sends them off the map too. So many environmental kills, so much back and forth, and UTD ends up taking that, and now we're on to Garden.
I can tell you why Petal survived that long, and it's because of the greatest support in the game, the Torb turret.
Yes.
Just sitting there, shooting away, minding its business. And there's nothing more beautiful than that.
Yeah, and Petal going to instantly pick up Orion, so UTD's going to force this issue and try to push forward, but it looks like he got knocked off the map, too.
Nice trade by Garchomp there. Unfortunately, though, just not going to be able to back away fast enough to avoid that damage. I mean, Gold can only get you so much damage negate when UTD is moving in like that. Petal will be back pretty soon, but Garchomp going to have a little more respawn time. Hammer, I think that might have been a self-destruct, but I'll just look away regardless. No one will ever know.
Yeah, I don't know. The chat is trying, I think it's maybe trying to signal that it might not have been intentional, as he is still on the Sojourn, even after all of that. So, a little unfortunate for Hammer, but that is going to delay their push a bit.
Tactical reset, we'll say.
Tactical reset. Faster back. Regularly going back.
CVU going to be rotating through white this time, and Hammer still making a name for himself, going to find that initial pick onto Petal. Very clean there. The rest of CVU moving into the point. They are up one man. And these Kiriko heals are coming out. Orion at about 60% to ult, but that is to be matched by Doi, who's at 80 already. That Kitsune coming online very quickly. Cash did end up falling, and it is going to be just Juke dancing around for the time being. I mean, UTD definitely stalling for point percentage here, but I don't think that it's going to be super long-lived. 50% is nothing to turn your nose up at, though.
Yeah, a good amount of percentage here, especially since they're farming up these the ultimates. Unfortunately, CVU is much quicker to a lot of these ults. Notably, the Molten Core from Torb. Cash is still sitting on 56%, hasn't gotten much, but Petal is going to instantly pick up Hammer, and that's going to open things wide open. UTD is going to speed boost onto point. Both Kitsune rushes get
matching Kitsunes and matching Sojourn deaths as well. We see that Juke use that initiation on the speed to, kind of help UTD get in there, but now the Molten Core has come out from Quicks, and the beat has come out from Still Kiwi. I mean, UT Dallas doesn't even have a lot of these ults online and available for them yet, but they don't need it when Cash is playing like an absolute menace. Managed to find Quicks, but it's just not going to be enough. Too little, too late, and Juke is headed back to spawn.
Yeah, so that was CVU's fight to have the Torbjorn ult, and now it's UTD's fight. I mean, we were looking from the Torbjorn's perspective. He was unable to affect that fight at all. There was nothing he could do that whole time. He was just unable to be a use, and
oh no, the snipe by the Orisa, the javelin coming out of nowhere, and that is slowing down a push for UT Dallas.
Yeah, UTD not ideal to get pushed off the map there, but luckily 64%. They're gonna have enough time for a couple, like one or two more fights, probably one if they lose. But the Petal ultimate and the Kashir ultimate are both up, so those are huge game changing. We saw on King's Row how lethal Petal can be with this ultimate. So we're going to see if he's able to do that again, though. Molten Core is going to get popped.
And we move in. We use both DPS ultimates as well as the Lucio beat just to get a little more aggro on them, but Garchomp's still going to move in and find that kill on Cash. Petal managed to trade Hammer, despite Hammer also having the Railgun active. Petal finding one more kill onto Quicks. I think that UTD may have this fight. I do not want to speak too soon as Kiwi, and here comes the Orisa lasso as well, doing a fair bit of damage but not ultimately finding anything. Kiwi is going to go down. Both Kiriko's on point. The other Sojourn rolling up, but I think Hammer might be killed before he has a chance to touch here.
Yeah, Hammer is not long for this world, but notably CVU does get it to 99%. So a great hold there from CVU. And now UTD is going to be trying to defend with just the Kitsune, probably going into the Molten Core, which is going to be really hard to play. And Petal going to fall low very quickly. Very scary for Petal there. But he wants to get this charge up as soon as possible to see if he can maybe get a pick and stop the fight before it even starts.
Once again, rotating white on the side of CVU. And Kitsune going to be used down that hallway to push right on in. But Doi not going to let Orion have all the fun and gonna respond to the Kitsune as well. Huge hook, but the cleanse comes out from the Kiriko, preventing any deaths from happening right out of the gates. But now the trades are starting to come in. Abdallah, Doi both going down on the side of UT Dallas, and it is just Garchomp who is lost. I mean, the DPS for UTD attempting to get some work in, but Cash is full HP, but Petal is low. The point flips, it is overtime. Who is going to touch for UT Dallas? It is Juke momentarily, but not for super long. It looks like this point is going to go to CVU. And as you predicted, this best of 5 comes down to 1/3 of a map.
Yeah, 1/3 of a map, one King of the Hill point on the inside of Lijiang Tower. I'm not entirely sure what this map is called.
It's the control center.
Oh, control center.
Yes.
Yeah, so whoever controls this center is going to control the outcome of this game. UTD going to be playing the Junkrat here, probably.
I love Junkrat on this point. Whenever I'm on DPS and I load into this point, I'm like, I know what I've selected. Like, God has selected for me in this moment. So I'm really hoping to actually see the Junkrat stick. I think that could be really fun. Not to mention, lobbing those little bombs into the Torp turret is the fastest way to annihilate it.
Yeah, and even right when the map starts, just being able to launch it into that opening corridor most teams push through. I mean, you can get a pick very easily, but even if you don't get a pick, you get a lot of defensive utility out from the people who don't have the Junkrat.
Orisa already using gold. Abdallah dropping super low. Does manage to get the breather off, but the trades have come out. Doi and Garchomp both falling. Doi did get to use the cleanse before falling. Abdallah at like 40 HP hidden in a corner for right now. And these teams are getting scrappy with it. Looks like Kiwi's going to tap that point. The Torp turret has gone down. But it looks like Petal's playing it safe, waiting for that Kiriko respawn to come in. Jukebox moving in. Kiriko dropped to 1. The Javelin almost taking Petal off the map. He's at 70 HP and he lives. Jukebox is going to send Quicks into the ether instead. Hammer finding Jukebox, but luckily Doi is back and Petal with the headshot on a Kiwi. Both Lucios traded out. It is a 3v4 in the favor of UT Dallas right now. These Sojourns duking it out, and Petal is going to prove victorious, picking Hammer out of the air like he's not even moving at all. Petal putting the pedal to the metal right now and is not going to let UTD fall without a fight.
Yeah, and I think that Hammer made the mistake of sliding and jumping there because, like, tracking somebody who's jiggle stepping or whatever it's called, AD spamming.
AD strafing.
Yeah, AD strafing. Is so much harder because you can like mentally figure out when a guy's gonna fall, but Garchomp's gonna fall.
No.
I mentally figured that out, and UT's gonna push forward with the whole hog, gonna try to send everyone back to spawn and get as much as they can. But somebody's trying to back cap. I think it was Quicks, but Quicks is gonna pick one up but then fall. So Quicks sent back to spawn too, and hopefully Petal should be able to get back in time for this to be a fair fight coming out. But I think CVU is gonna try to aggro here.
Yeah, it's gonna be the 4v4 with the double Kitsune moving in. Here comes Hammer with the Sojourn overclock. Sounds like Cash has also used the tire. Didn't immediately find anything and actually only found the long end of a rifle there. Hammer gonna take down Cash. That is a lot of damage missing from UT Dallas. Both beats coming out at essentially the same time. Orisa Lasso coming out, the cleanse that Doi drops to make sure no one is in that circle of doom. Hammer and Garchomp finding the kills though, and UT Dallas I think gonna lose this point around 66%.
Yeah, a good hold for UTD there for most of that, and they are gonna be looking to come back on the same comp. They have no ults coming up feasibly soon or feasibly this fight. They are still opting into the Hog versus Orisa. The last time we saw that was actually on the first King of the Hill map, but unluckily, CVU ended up picking up that one, so I think UTD is hoping something else will happen.
There is the Junkrat spam that we were speaking of, though. Hammer going down really early, the Molten Core coming out, attempting to find one, and indeed it does, finds that pick onto Doi, but Kiwi is going to fall. It is still anyone's fight right now. Abdallah moving in onto this poor Orisa, who's just getting bullied by Petal in the meantime. I mean, the points gets flipped back over into UTD's hands at only 33%.
Yeah, and 90% ultimate to Abdallah here, so he's going to have this whole hog coming online really soon. And being able to push people off that point with only 25% remaining is huge.
Yeah, the crowd control that can kind of create. And I do like the Mei swap. I think that could be effective in allowing CVU to kind of reposition themselves as is necessary, but I think it may just be too little too late, especially when Abdallah has this whole hog in the bag. The wall comes up, the damage comes out, the Sojourn gets picked by Abdallah. That is what they needed right now. Orion pops the Kitsune rush, and so does Doi, but it might be too late. That Sojourn pick was massive. Woo! And then Abdallah following it up with the pick onto Kiriko as well. Orion goes down. The Orisa using her lasso and finding that pick onto Abdallah, but the beat has come out from Kiwi. 4 men still alive for the side of UT Dallas, and it is scrappy as all get out. Cash has this tire active, but ultimately UTD is not going to be able to hold on to that point.
Yeah, they're going to elect to back off, knowing that they only really have to win one more fight to send this map to game, to end this match and have UTD win. So they are going to regroup. They are going to play around this beaten tire. They are going to have to play around Orion's Suzu, and I think that's what happened last time. Oh, but Hammer's going to pop the ult immediately and going to immediately pick up Petal, sending Petal back and really delaying UTD's push by a lot. But he's also going to pick up Doily.
Boy, ego peeking that. Come on. I know that Kiriko has like the crit multiplier on her headshot, but she's nothing compared to Sojourn.
Yeah.
That's a hard reset for UTD.
Yeah, hard reset for UTD, and yeah, they have beat and they have tire, so it's a fight that's definitely winnable. And right now, CVU only really has the blizzard, so they are gonna want to push up and try to get the. Oh, but the blizzard's down, and the tire gets popped.
There is the pick onto Quicks, and I mean, here comes the
Oh my
tire, and it
God!
finds both Kiriko and Sojourn. With that, UT Dallas moving in with the help of the beat from Jukebox, and it is over, gamers. It is over, folks. UT Dallas taking this on the very last map of this best of 5, going absolutely insane today.
Yeah.
My God.
What a crazy end to that. I mean, I was saying they're pushing up to try to get this blizzard out, and as soon as they push up, they just get instantly deleted, and then the tire gonna go out and pop too. And here we're seeing a lot of these environmental kills that we were talking about. They always end up being the play of the game.
The
But
whole hog Kitsune rush.
oh my gosh, did this map deliver? This whole series
Was
delivered.
it was a great series.
Yeah.
Both these teams, we know why they're in the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
We know why they're playing here. And I mean, GG's to Converse,
GG's, yes.
because that was some of the most fun I've had, not only casting, but watching
Yeah.
games in a really long time. That was fun, flexible, competitive Overwatch, and that is what we love to see.
Yeah, it was a great match from both sides. I mean, it doesn't go to map 5 on the third point, King of the Hill, if both these teams aren't like damn near equal
For
in
real.
strength. But UTD managing to come out on top in this one was a crazy back and forth game. I think it was a CVU 1-1, UTD 1-1, CVU 1-1, UTD 1-1, and then we
UTD
were just
right at the
hoping-
end, right
just
at the
hoping
end
they
there.
didn't get that fifth one, but yeah, UTD managing to pick up that 5th map and win the series and move on to the semifinals.
That's true. Semifinals is going to be December 1st. We're going to be streaming those. So, make sure you join us in our Discord, the UTD Esports Discord. We'll keep you up to date on all of our upcoming matches, not only for Overwatch, but for all your other favorite games. Yep. And, we'll bring you more amazing plays like the ones that we saw today.
Oh, yeah.
So thank you guys so much for hanging out with us today. I've been Crow.
I've been Max.
And we're going to see you guys in the next one. Stay warm and stay safe.
Bye.